Hello friends, welcome to day 5 of my birthday week recommendations. Today it is going to be romances where one or more of the main characters is a musician. I'm going to start off with the one that I didn't want to get down because it's at the top of my shelf. Rhythm Chord and Malikan by Mariana Zapata. Looking for a slow burn romance that revolves around music? This is your win. It's not as long as some Mariana Zapata books, so it's not too much of a slow burn, but the heroine's brother, have I talked about this one? I have talked about this one. I talked about this one in Friends to Lovers. I was trying to keep them separate, like only mention books in one video. But so, if you want to know more about Rhythm Chord and Malikan, head to the Friends to Lovers recommendation video. But it is also around music, so if you're looking for that, there you go. Another one for this list is Beautifully Broken Life by Catherine Cowles. This is in her Sutter Lake series. I want to say it's book 2, but they are standalone, so you can read them out of order. So this one is Liam and Tessa. A lot of this, the Sutter Lake series has kind of a mild suspense element to it, so if that's what you're looking for. Liam is a famous, I don't remember if he's a rock star or a pop star or what genre he's in technically, but he's seen like the darker side of fame, and he's trying to like get away from it a little bit, so he goes to Sutter Lake because I think he's friends with the heroine from book 1 in this series who moved to the small town. But yes, if you're looking for something where they're kind of over being famous but still want to do music, this one. This book released last year, but I only got to it within the past couple of months. That is Riffs and Refrains by Devney Perry. This is in the Hush Note series. Book 1 was by Serena Bowen. This is book 2, and book 3 was by Rebecca Yarros. This one is Quinn and Graham. They were high school sweethearts, and then Quinn went off to college first and then joined the band and got famous, and now she's come back home for a funeral, and she's learning more about the side of the past that she didn't really get to see, and Graham is a part of that past, and it's them reconnecting. So if you're looking for a second chance romance with music, this one is the one you need to pick up. I would say it helps to have read book 1, but I didn't like book 1. But I liked books 2 and 3, so if you're into skipping around, again, I think, well, I don't know, because Quinn in book 1 was terrible, and that's kind of why I put off so long reading her book, because I knew she was second. I don't know. I recommend this one for music second chance romances. I talked about this series yesterday. It's the Fusion series by Kristen Proby, but book 1 involves a musician, and that is Listen to Me. So this one, like I mentioned yesterday, the Fusion series is a group of women who own a upscale restaurant somewhere in the Pacific Northwest. This one says Portland. I couldn't think of where it was at yesterday. So this one is Addison and Jake. I want to say, yeah, he was kind of like the big star when she was a teenager, and she, like most women, had a crush on him. But he's been out of the scene for a while, like out of the music scene for a while, and he comes back to audition to play at their restaurant because he met, I forget why they met, but basically he like convinces her to like have music at the restaurant and let him be the musician that plays it. Yeah, so this is one that I wish, like, I need to reread this one because I remember liking it a lot, but I don't remember exactly what the details of it were. More Than Words by Mia Sheridan. I remember this as a second chance romance, I think. They knew each other when they were younger. I don't remember if they were actually together or if they were just friends when they were younger. But basically, as adults, what's his name? Callan is a famous composer and infamous bad boy. The back of it sounds like he was going through a bit of kind of writer's block, and he runs into his friend that he knew from when he was younger, and the music comes back to him. I want to say this one, I got this one at book Bonanza 2018, because I remember a lot of people were talking about it, so I'm thinking it had just come out. Yeah, copyright 2018. So so I need to reread this one, but I do remember really liking it, so I do recommend it. If you are more into the YA side, I loved this book. I read it all in one day. When did it come out? 2019? Yeah, it came out in 2019. I read it as a new release, and I read it all in one day. You Be Mine by Erin Hahn. This one is so good, and this cover is gorgeous. So this one is about Annie and Clay, and Annie is basically like country music royalty. Both of her parents were really big stars, and they ended up dying tragically. And so, like, it's always kind of been expected that she will be in the country music industry in some way. So her record label sets her up on a tour with the bad boy of country music, to kind of like, because he's blown up everywhere. He's all in the news, all over everything. So they want to use her to try to like calm him down, but use him to like blow her up a little bit in a way. So this one, they go on tour together, and I loved that aspect of it. Loved it so much. So yes, if you're looking for a YA romance, contemporary YA, it's got that travel element to it. It's got the music element to it. Especially if you're a fan of country music, I would say check it out. And finally, the last book I have for this video, if you've been around since 2020 when I read this book, it will come as no shock to anybody. Behind the Bars by Brittany C. Cherry is probably my favorite read of 2020. This one is about Jasmine and Elliot. They are both really involved in jazz music, or Elliot is really involved in jazz music thanks to her mother being a very, very big stage mom. Jasmine has been forced into pop music, but she prefers jazz. The story starts out when they're in high school and they become friends, and just as it's getting to be more than that, they are pulled apart from each other, and then it time jumps into when they're adults and basically what's happened since then to bring them back together. There's a lot of really heavy stuff in this book, so be warned on that. Yes, I really loved this book. Like I said, it was one of my favorites from last year. So those are some of my favorite romances around music and musicians, and thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow with forced proximity romances.